And welcome back to another episode of Roll for Story, the Sevenfold Maze arc. Here, delving deeper into the elemental plane of Earth.
Wait, what? Oh shit, my Discord. That was weird. My Discord just died for a second then.
Oops, you good?
Yep.
Okay. The third region is a endless, repeating hallway of identical chambers, and due to Kesh'an's scroll, you were told that there was supposed to be some sort of steel blue mirror that could lead to maybe some... Oh, we got Cam. Well, hey, just in time for the recap. So, blue steel mirrors are supposed to lead to Dao personal chambers and other ways. Last time the Dorvu was here, he had to rely on the assistance of said Dao to make his final journey into the fourth layer. As you come further and further into these chambers, you realize something is amiss. These crystals that seem to light the way have turned an ominous red, and you found the culprit last session to be this almost kind of onyx demonic entity that was corrupting these, using them to conjure portals to the nine hells where devils came spewing out of flaming portals. Managed to dispatch a number of them whilst Andi vanished into the astral sea and was able to actually sort of attack this planar corruption directly and disrupt the portals. And then you deceived another number of them coming out of the portal, telling them to search on the lower levels. And meanwhile, you've tried to decipher which way to go. And you've just come through one of these veils into this chamber where you see, this time only a singular portal swirling with brimstone and fire, and you see a creature stepping out of it, bones bleached white, perhaps from the intense heat of the plane. There's this long spine-like tail whipping back and forth, and you can see its wings beginning to sort of outstretch as it's pulling its way through that portal right this moment. So I'm going to ask everyone to jump into an initiative. Should be able to roll on the encounter now. Let's get this started.
My game's still loading, but we'll be there soon.
I forget, Steph, is Eirina's Eldritch Blast, is it a knock back or a pull towards?
Pull towards.
Okay.
Yeah, knock back would have been so useful sometimes, but it's pull towards.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
It would also be great if I didn't roll a natural 20 on initiative.
Yeah, which means this is going to be even harder. And we might actually have to fight this thing.
Kesh'an might have a chance of going
Yeah,
for it.
Kesh'an, we need you to roll
I doubt
an
it.
initiative.
I was going to say my initiative has been shit throughout.
Look at ours.
I'm honestly in a weird way.
I can't see.
I'm honestly surprised that monks, in a way, don't get advantage on initiative or some bonus. Like, maybe a key ability, like, when rolling initiative, you can spend X number of key to boost your initiative.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there is, but in, like, super later levels? I can't remember.
I know
All I really
barbarians
need to
get
do
advantage on
is-
initiative.
Uh,
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, all Eirina needs to do is go on the other side and pull it through from inside the portal.
And then get out themselves from...
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll just hang out in the nine hells or wherever it's came from, you know.
Yeah. Or dimension door back through.
No.
Yeah, but also I'd still have to wait a turn, at which point it would probably run past me because it goes before I do.
Yeah.
Eirina, the smallest character we have. Nah, you'll just.
Though, if it does, considering where you are in the initiative, if it does move away from that thing, then you could get behind it to pull it closer to help with the knockback, technically.
Where have I got to pull it to?
Basically, well, I'm thinking if it, because based on its initiative, it's probably going to charge at us. So if you can get behind it and then start pulling it back towards the portal with your Eldritch Blast.
Oof.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You killed it.
Yeah,
All right. In that case, the creature has lurched forward, pulled its way through, its arms kind of clicking and clacking as it finally pulls itself into the chamber before you, looks around, and with this skull-like grin, sees the rest of the party and begins dashing towards it. As it does, its wings begin to pick up and it actually flies into the air. I'm going to have it. Let's see.
Would I be allowed to speak at this point, Chris?
Yeah.
We represent the boss. We're here to greet you.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
It replies in this malice-like infernal
Yep,
tone.
Karius did speak infernal towards it. He
Yeah,
speaks
it says, "The boss. I doubt you know the boss."
Yeah, you know, big red crystal guy. You know, he opened the portals. He's sort of leading you on this advance.
I'll add on, I'm surprised you even know the boss. Speaking, of course, infernal.
Yeah, well, this you can roll a deception check, but roll at disadvantage because there's something you don't know.
Yep.
Is it that right? Because I'm helping?
No, afraid not. This time it's
Still pretty good.
It's not.
Though
bad.
I wish it was the 19 that I rolled.
It's just like, my bad. Just crawls back.
It says, "That's not the boss. He's merely another pawn."
Well, by boss, I meant like the like the head of this little adventure, like this excursion into the Earth plane, rather than the big boss. Of course, I wouldn't invoke the name of the big boss. Oh, what do you think I am, a fool?
That's exactly who I mean. The leader is still here. In fact, they're far ahead of you. And it just rushes up into the air, and it's sort of talking this out with you guys at the moment. Just checking something.
Josh just sort
Actually,
of glances to
considering where it
Kesh'an out of the corner of his eye and just sort of like,
We tried.
Yeah.
It's
This
gonna
is
take.
going to go well, isn't it?
It's actually gonna take the dodge action.
Oh.
Yeah. As
What
it
a
seems to be
pussy.
just using most of its turn to converse with you guys. It's just ready, waiting to see what you do. But apparently, the boss isn't.
But the boss is
That
here.
was, yeah, that wasn't the true boss. We'll see. Let's jump into some battle music and go ahead.
That actually
Eirina.
might be true because the person that the Petch mentioned had horns, and the Onyx Magistrate didn't really have horns. And to be honest, I doubt the Onyx Magistrate really had a hellish sort of smell to them. It's gonna be him, isn't it? I've just...
Yep.
Your go.
Him?
It's gonna be Lavellan's friend.
Him from the Powerpuff Girls?
Yes.
So glad if
Exactly.
anyone gets that reference.
I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The
With
hideous.
the fishnets.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
With, like pincers for hands.
Okay. Considering Karius and Kesh'an are both talking to this thing, and this thing hasn't like just flown at us, and
It's sort of flown up, and as it's beating its wings, it's sort of hovering there above you, 15 feet in the air.
okay, I'm gonna move. Yeah.
Bye. Those are stairs.
Okay, that's. I wasn't trying to land on the stairs. I wanted the pedestal thingy.
Try pressing Control Z.
Where am I? Where'd I go?
There you
Oh.
Okay.
I wanted to
Control Z
be
takes you back.
here.
Okay. Yeah, you can go.
There we go. If I go down one square, it stays.
Okay, you're there then. All right.
I'm just going to sort of walk like I belong.
Okay.
Pretend this horrifying thing doesn't exist, or that I've seen one before. And I'm just going to hold Eldritch Blast if it goes to attack any of the group.
Okay. All right then, Yuckmug. Damn it! These damn flying enemies! I can't get anywhere near this thing. Can I just sit this one out?
I sort of lean over to him and go, "Just be ready."
All right. Yuckmug's gonna sit by you, Eirina. If it comes flying towards you, he'll defend you. Kesh'an.
Oh boy. Is the time for conversion over?
The what conversion?
I said, is the time for conversion over?
Conversing, you mean?
Yeah, conversion.
Yeah, okay. It looks towards you. It seems to be cricking its neck in readiness. Perhaps this long tail's like flicking back and forward, almost taunting you. But it does seem to have a grin on its face. It doesn't seem to be deceived by your earlier statement.
Okay. Well, if the boss has sent you here, looks like we'll have to go straight to the boss. And I'm going to sprint forward, of course, feline agility, 15, and I'm going to get to here. I'm going to sprint up the wall 15 feet.
So hope it's not one of those statues.
Oh God.
Oof. And I'm going to spring off and launch a couple of attacks to him.
Okay. You have disadvantage.
That's all fine.
You can make the attacks.
Cool. First attack. Disadvantage. 21 to hit.
Yeah. Still a good hit. Doesn't expect you to suddenly run up the statue and crack across the head. So that's.
Well, if he didn't expect it, can I get a cheeky Constitution saving throw?
Okay, just do
Oh,
damage.
Bone Devil. That'd be
If you stun a bone devil, I'll be impressed.
Yeah. I do love the design for the Bone Devil.
Oh, that does pass.
Okay.
It's not quite as big a bonus as I thought it would have.
The staff will come down on him again, though. Still a disadvantage. 23 to hit.
Wow, still managing to get through the defenses. Plus do staff always hits its mark.
And as I kind of like bring the staff down, I'll spring off and go into a flurry of blows. And the foot will come down first. It's like a hammer. Boof. And I would. Oh, it does.
Yeah, that one misses. It finally gets its a guard up and swats your hand away.
Gotcha. And as I come down with my last attack, I'm going to try and grab its foot and pull it to the ground with me. What? 19?
That does hit.
Woo! So I'll get a strength save.
Yeah, these do look more dexterous rather than strength-based. Quite light.
That is a fail.
Okay.
So he is
falling.
knocked prone.
Yeah, that drops him down 15 feet. Back down to, well, the ground. I guess he'll take a d6 full damage as well.
Nice.
Not that major. He just kind of cracks down to onto the stone flooring. But it's
And that also gets rid of his dodge action.
being prone, yeah, it would.
Nice.
Okay. Kind of disadvantage for anyone who's in melee. But sorry, advantage for anyone.
Somebody
Elias.
just release the leash of the kitty.
Right.
Yeah. It's been
So-
pent up.
This might not go as well as I hope it will. But if it does what I think it's going to do, it might do a little bit of bad, but mostly good. I'm going to try and harness the power inside this. If it has the ability to open 4 portals normally, and it's only open 1, there's a lot of energy in this.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast 7th level regenerate and hope it can do that to all of us.
Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is let me just check. Yeah. Okay. You can roll me a D8.
D8.
Yes.
Okay, this is going to be interesting. 8.
8. All
Yes.
right. Interesting.
Is that how many people I get to choose?
Roll
Not quite.
the
It's
D8
a,
on the
it's a-
D8.
it's a little D8 table. That's all. So as you're casting this spell, the light that's being poured in seems to be sort of reflecting in the many-faceted gem and jewel. And light. I mean, what does your regenerate normally look like? Your magic? Is it like a light, or is it like a sound? I'm guessing. A bit of
Yeah,
both.
it's the sound of the lyre, and I probably like as I'm playing it one, I put my hand onto the thing, and the vibration travels through me and into the thing into the dice.
Well, okay.
And
Then
then I guess
yeah,
that tune would then hopefully expand outwards.
it does. It expands beyond what you was expecting, so much so that the red flare from this gem erupts in this brilliant reddish aura. I need everyone within. Let's have a look. Karius, you're just out of range of it, but I need Kesh'an, Eirina, Elias, and Yakmug to make me Constitution saving throws.
Saving throws.
Uh-huh.
That never sounds good. What the hell?
What's that?
Why?
I got a 54.
That was your charisma saving throw, first of all.
It looks
Secondly-
like you've got
Why do
black.
you get 11d4 for your charisma
hacks
saving
going on.
throw?
I don't know,
I
but also
think bless is somehow like
Yeah.
overcharged.
Let me
Which
have.
kind of makes sense because we are in the middle of an overcharged spell.
one sec.
Yeah, your bless has basically gone ballistic.
It was going to be a 14 plus
It was a
10.
plus-
Because I have the same bonus.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Okay then.
I can't.
So it would've been
open
24.
I can't open Elias's sheet. Or seal
Okay.
Elias's sheet.
Yeah, we had kept it a secret until now.
Yeah.
So what happens is that red aura blinds anyone who got a lower 16. So Yakmug, Kesh'an, you're blinded by this red light that's just shining in your eyes.
Oh, God.
But
Right.
you are affected by the regeneration spell.
Oh, cool.
And so are
Wait.
you, Elias. And you
Let me-
managed to resist being blinded as well. So
Cast that. So you're all healed 29 hit points. And
That's fucking wonderful. The two martial characters.
Be great if
Well,
I'm just out of range by 5 feet.
you was out of range of the blind.
yeah, you're
Oh.
still all healed.
Yay!
Yeah,
Just some of yous are blinded as well.
that's all.
I didn't expect that. So how does it get the whole room, or does it just get anyone
gets-
with?
It gets the whole room.
Wow.
But the aura of light that shone through it, just sort of a quick burst of about a 40-foot radius.
So everyone gets 29 hit points, and every turn, every 6 seconds for the next hour, you get a hit point.
Correct.
So everyone's going to be at full health after this battle until
We-
God knows when.
The only other downside, though, is you do heal the Bone Devil as well.
Yeah, I figured that would be the
Right.
case.
No, but
Okay.
that's fine. We're not actually aiming to kill it necessarily.
All right.
Yeah.
And that's your go?
But that was my point when I was saying this would probably be a little bit bad, but mostly good, because all of us are now constantly healing throughout the rest of this dungeon.
All right, Karius, you're up.
Okay, this.
How long am I blinded for?
Let me check. Where Where's my thing going?
Yeah, let's
1d4 hours.
I'm gonna sort of fly over here.
Get a roll a con save at the end of your turn.
And
Right.
then, is this gonna take me up? Don't want to go up the stairs.
Also, I'm sorry, Karius.
Might.
What?
Go.
You may come out of this with 2 horns.
Oh, I
That's
should also
a
roll.
good point.
Bone Devil actually made the save, so they're not blinded.
Okay, let me just read this spell then. Okay, this is going to be interesting and weirdly risky, but let's try anyway.
Lightning bolt, right?
Lightning law.
Oh, lightning
but
bolt.
it succeeded on the save, so nothing happens.
It does. It's almost as if the crackling lightning sort of slightly disperses over the bone-like material of its body.
Magic resistance, then, as I suspected it might have.
Correct.
Which won't protect it from the damage of my spells, but will give it the advantage on the saving throws.
Okay.
Interesting.
That is your go.
Yep.
Andi.
Sorry, just a second.
No worries.
Cam is apparently getting hell in real life as his fire alarm goes off.
She's gonna do what she is good at doing, and basically, as always, the hood's going on. She's popping into the other world.
Yep.
Bye bye.
Karius
So
gives them
fun.
gives them a thumbs up as they go back into the other world.
Okay.
Kind of does a little salute to him, and then she's gone.
Oh dear, that was the wrong one. Was that the wrong one?
Well,
Well, this is good for the stream anyway, because as you jump through and pull yourself into the astral sea, you see the other 3 portals, which the ones which were missing, they are here and they are open very much on this plane of existence. In addition to that, there is a small battalion of devils that seem to be in a defensive circle guarding that flaming red aura that you saw before in the gem. And I'm gonna need these guys to roll initiative as well.
well,
But if those portals are here, but not where we are, they going elsewhere?
Something like that. I'm just gonna check what you got on initiative on the other thing.
maybe they
Basically,
realized.
it's you and her, you
Maybe
and them.
Maybe they realized what was going on, so they sent portals elsewhere to protect these.
They got clued in, didn't they? Alright. So, and you're on a 5 at the moment. But effectively, that's what you see as you got pulled in. And they all suddenly turn to you. Several of them have glaives readied. Spine devils getting kind of closer and closer.
She looks around them and she's just like, God, do you know the trouble I had to get here? It's like, there was traffic everywhere and people fighting everywhere. Jeez, are you guys already started?
They look at you and speak, I guess, mostly in an infernal tongue. I don't know if you you don't speak. Oh, they have
No.
telepathy though, so I guess you hear them inside your mind, and they are definitely conversing. They say, "There, she must be the one closing the portals from this side."
No.
We got clued into your tactics, the previous attempts.
Yeah, right. You do realize there is someone wandering around here that looks exactly like me? It's my mom.
We haven't seen anyone like that. And they just shake it off, and they just say, "Get her." before she does it again. And
Really,
that's
guys. I'm not here to fight you.
you're foiling our plans.
You still have movement and a bonus action, don't forget.
Sure, you do have a
Yeah,
bonus.
but I can't zap myself back.
Sadly not.
I mean, I suppose if you wanted to risk it, you could see where one of the portals goes.
Yeah, you've still got movement technically.
Yeah.
Because I mean, next turn you could just take your hood off and end up
How?
Yeah.
back where you started, I
Yeah.
guess.
Just kind of go.
Where do you want to go?
Come on.
You're gonna jump through. Oh,
Just kind of backflips.
okay, well, I definitely didn't plan a 9 Hells battle map, but you jump through and immediately feel the scorching heat of
Oh,
the
crap.
9 Hells. This place is otherworldly. The
Man, you just
distant
got to go
skies
down
are
that way.
blackened. There is just a smell of burnt everything. Like, doesn't look like anything has survived from the heat. Just rubble and ruin.
Oh, so you
through
mean
this
like
place.
England right now?
Yeah, almost. And you see hundreds of imps flying over a kind of a distant city, like a swarm of locusts. But that's your movement to jump through effectively. It's weird because you're in the astral and still pulled through in the. It's gonna be interesting. We'll go back to
I
the
mean,
others.
you still have your bonus action. You could dash and get back.
Could do that.
Yeah.
Depends on where
Yeah.
you'd rather be. Astral Sea or the Nine Hells.
I mean, murder a bunch of spiny things, or stick it out in the blazing heat when she's a desert girl.
I mean, they're
I'm
also
gonna stick it out in the blazing heat
okay.
for 6 seconds.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's all right. Most of these devils are going to have to move on their turn to get to you anyway. And if you're through the portal and some, like I said, I haven't prepared a battle map on that side, but I'm effectively going to have them all dash. Several of them are going to stand outside the portal, but the majority of them rush through and after you. Okay, back to the other map. It's back to the top of the round. The Bone Devil rights itself. And looks around the room at potential targets. Kesh'an, you're blind, so it just flaps its wings away, and you can't attack of opportunity, I'm afraid.
So I was actually looking to see if Sentinel actually gets triggered if you're blinded. I was looking it up before.
If you have blind fighting, that's the only way I can see it. No pun intended. But otherwise, you need to see the target to make an attack of opportunity.
Because it doesn't specify if you see a creature attack or move.
Then the status quo is you need to be able to see it.
I mean, it makes sense. I was just
Okay, so it will fly up finally to deal with these flying boys over here. Elias, seeing as you're the one, you can't regenerate in concentration, but nonetheless, it's easy trying to interfere with the gem, and so it rushes towards you and claws at your face. Let's see.
Pew pew pew.
Okay, we'll do a second claw. Another 18. Okay, that's no good. Getting frustrated with you, its long tail whips out and tries to stab into Karius. Oh, there. See, Karius always gets the short end of the straw.
Well,
24 damage,
At least have
and I need to roll
advantage on the poison.
I do, yeah, that's... There
Poison
it is.
me. I don't know what I'm concentrating on. And I remember
Nor do
concentrating on
Probably
anything.
blessed.
Was Bless mine?
Yeah, must have been.
Yeah, bless
No
was
one
yours.
else. No one else can do
Okay.
blessed.
Okay.
And I do get to fire off my shots now.
Which I also
Yep.
have
If you attack
advantage
someone.
on.
Go ahead and target it.
Warcaster. Break
Nice.
my concentration if you dare. But ow.
Ooh, 19's just a hit.
I think
Mhm.
I think I've just twigged how what that D8 roll was against.
Okay. You do actually hit all three. Sadly, still, it is immune to fire. It has.
It still counts.
You activate it, but its soul is a burning soul. Candlewick cannot guide devils to the afterlife. They are in the afterlife already.
I do
Yeah.
it for the effect.
Okay.
Alright?
Got it. Sure. Well, in that case, you see the rib cage sort of light up for a moment, and it just sort of coughs a bit of smoke out. But it's still going strong, and I guess it also heals 1 HP. Is that correct?
It will on my turn.
Oh, okay, I'll do that now anyway. But its go is up. Eirina's back to you. Ready for another volley, I guess?
Yeah, but first, bonus action Hexblades. Oh no, I can't, I haven't long rested. Dang it. So I can't Hexblades curse it.
Mm.
So yeah. I kind of want to move. Oh god. I don't know how well this is going to work because it's in the air. I could pull it towards the ground! Because it's just 10 feet towards me.
You could
Yeah,
do that.
I'm going to do that so that way Yuckmug can get a little bit closer.
What?
Hopefully.
Where is it? He's blinded, by the way. He's like, I can't even see.
I'll throw you at him if I need to.
Sure.
So, shot number 1.
Mhm. That's a hit.
Number 2. That one's a miss. Number 3.
And that's a
Okay.
hit as well. You're pulling it closer towards you
I'm
and
pulling
down
it
at the same time.
down.
Yep. Down and towards you. It ends up basically right here on the ground.
Oh, that'll do.
With its kind of its back to you, but it turns around, sees the one responsible for this. Is that your good? Is that your go? Do you want to throw Yugmug as well?
Can I bonus action throw Yuckmug?
I mean, yeah, you could just direct him. You just like grab him and push him over to it. That's enough to sort of direct
Sure,
him.
I'll do that. I'll be his eyes.
All right. You end up pushing him like under the tail and underneath its like pelvis, and at
Into
that
the
point,
delicate area.
yeah, and at that point, Yugmug's just like flurry of blows into the void. So his attacks will be at disadvantage, but there's a chance. Oh, sorry, Gareth. My bad.
Ah!
Undo that. Sorry. My bad. A stray punch nearly goes to Karius. That's definitely a natural one. That's not going anywhere. He hit some hard bone, but it's not the right one. That's attack, extra attack, and then one more flurry of blows. He got one impact, but the others seem to go wide as he's just flailing and getting kicked around underneath the. But that's it, Kesh'an.
Can I
You
hear
are-
it?
You can hear everything that's going on around you.
Can I try to walk towards where I hear it?
You can, but you kind of get met with a set of stairs.
Well then I guess I'll get to there and hold an action to attack.
Okay. You can roll a Constitution save at the end of your turn.
Because Elias is about as annoying as Lavelle.
Yep.
It's not
At
my
least he
fault.
didn't kill you.
Yeah, nothing changes. It doesn't matter,
Honey?
matter whether it's Elias or
save.
Lavelle.
You're no longer blinded.
Fuck yeah.
Sean always gets in the way of everything that we do.
I mean, as it happens, it's sort of within Jenny Dave's reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could attack with that.
Cool. It's Cheney Dave.
You can pull it with Cheney Dave.
I can actually, yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Into the portal.
It's. Hold up. Let me just read it beforehand. What's that? On a hand before that, if you choose to roll and deal damage, you can use an attack to make a grapple. On a success, you can also use 10 foot of your movement to pull the creature towards you 5 feet. If you choose to roll and deal damage, okay, that's fine. So yeah, I'll swing an attack. Oof, that one.
Ooh.
Okay,
Not
well,
bad.
good turn.
Oh dear. All right.
After I literally poured everything out just to have it healed and me be blinded.
How did everyone move?
Fucking
Let me do
great.
that.
What's he playing with?
For some reason, I must press the button to grab everybody. Okay. Let's go. Oh, target. Where is it? Slap.
We're off for Yep Mug as well.
Slap. Slap.
Oh, so close.
Ah.
No
Bonus.
triple slap.
Bonus action, shove. Shield bash.
Do you want to shield? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to try and push him 5 feet.
All right.
So, contested athletics? Would it be,
Plus
or?
17.
Let me just check that.
It's your athletics.
Yeah, athletics, yeah. Which won't go very well, but I will.
Ooh, the status quo. Defender
Reroll?
wins.
Our defender.
Basically, if you try to break out of a grapple while you're grappled, and it's a tie, you're still grappled. If you try to knock someone over whilst they're standing, it's not necessarily defender or attacker. It's just whatever the current situation is. If it's a tie, the situation stays the same basically.
Anti-blessed. What's blessed give me?
On its saving throws and an attack.
Ah, damn it.
Okay. All right. So this case doesn't get shoved, but it's getting cracked and beaten over the head with that tentacle rod. Karius, you're up.
Okay, I want to try something particularly odd. I want to go up to the crystal, which is essentially filled with demonic hellish energy, right?
Correct.
From the 9 hells.
Conjuration.
I know the spell isn't designed to do this, but we've done something similar to this before. I want to try to
Okay.
absorb it.
Oh my lord.
Literally try to drain it of the energy.
No.
To potentially refuel some of my spell slots. Or sorcery points.
Okay. It is sort of protected by this little glass crystal, but you can try and absorb it. But I'll tell you what. Give me a D8 as well, because you're casting a spell at it, sort of effectively.
Yep.
There is definitely an element of fire, which you can tell is in there.
Yep. So I'm going to try to absorb the fire from it.
Okay.
You can use the spell slot to do so.
Roll that D8.
I did, I got 1.
Oh, a 1. Oh, okay. Each creature within the same radius again, this is hitting everyone except Andi, needs to roll another con save. This isn't a blind this time, though.
No,
It's actually rather fitting.
Yep.
Good lord, Elias. I'm going to delete that bless off you in a minute.
Natural 20. Let's
Nice.
fucking go.
Okay.
Is this a poison effect?
This is when it's like, everybody gains advantage who failed.
No, it's not. It's
No.
fire.
Con save. I mean, I'm good at con saves.
Okay. Well, you passed. In fact, anyone who's failed is Eirina. I don't know what you got, Elias. What was you? 14. Okay.
Oh,
All right. The
20.
Bone Devil doesn't take any damage from this. Where's Yugmug?
And everybody
Hiding
heals
under
at HP, by the way.
Yay.
Yay.
1 HP. Do-do-do.
Yeah, it keeps on going.
Okay, Yugmug failed as well. All right. So I'm just going to roll 2d12.
Just think of it this way: regenerate is usually a one-person spell.
Also, normally doesn't fucking blind.
It doesn't.
That's a bit better. All right. So 17 points of fire damage to those who failed. Half to those who succeed, and then half again for you, Karius, because you're resistant,
Yep.
and because you're technically absorbing elements anyway.
Yep, so
So-
that's 9.
Yeah, you're taking 9. Elias, you take. Is that half? 9, I guess.
So,
No.
I'm not gonna fail the concept, like, literally. I need to... It's kind of funny. With, like, these really low rolls, I need a 2 or higher to pass on the con save, and I have advantage. The chances of failure are...
I already took the damage off. You've just taken double off now.
Well, there you go. You know what I was actually trying to do? Trying to give you 9. There you go. Because I just realized a lot that you carry it, as you cast absorb elements, it sort of reflects out and into the room, effectively giving everyone absorb elements. So, in actual fact, those who took half take half again. So
I gave
I'm gonna
everyone
give you
absorb
back
element,
for Kesh'an.
which in this case is only for fire because it's against the triggering damage, isn't it? So
Correct.
doesn't affect that guy at all because he's immune.
That's all right.
Aha.
There you go. So you only take a little tiny scorching as this absorb elements goes off.
I just took damage for some reason.
I should have given you back 4.
Okay, so I was
took-
on 88.
Yeah, you took 5 because it's halved again. All right. So the actual fiery and swirling planar energy is slightly absorbed into you, and I'm gonna let you roll a d4, Karius. And if you roll a 3, lucky days. 1, okay. So somewhere on the astral sea, which is actually quite apt because it's Andi's go right now, we see that that astral portal that was connected to the 9 hells suddenly is absorbed and closed up.
Oh. Okay. If I had any more spell slots, I could technically close the portals now.
It doesn't give you back magic or spell slots.
I was hoping I would get, like...
Okay.
Yeah, it was worth a shot.
All right. It seems like the expenditure of doing the absorption sort of overwhelmed the amount that you would have got back. Okay, so Andi, you've got a lot of enemies on your tail. They had the dash to get up to you, but you're effectively surrounded by these spine devils, bearded devils with glaives, and you're in the 9 hells right now.
She's going to cross her fingers and try and pop back and hope it works.
Okay, let me just check what it says. Like 6 stars. Whilst you wear the robe, you use your action to enter the astral plane. You remain there until you use your action to return the plane you were on. You appear in the last
That's
place
essentially
you
what
were
she's trying to do. Return to the plane
Okay.
she's on. So
I'm going to let you know, it only works in the astral sea. You don't have to
Yeah.
waste your action, but you feel as though, as you're pulling it over your head, nothing seems to activate initially. You need to be on the astral sea to pull back.
right, okay. In that case, she's going to try. Well, that was my action, wasn't it?
Now, I'm going to say you don't necessarily waste your action. As soon as you
Okay.
pull the hood over, you don't feel the magic actually happening. So, and you would know that being attuned to the item, it's just not activating here on the 9 hells.
Okay, then she's going to try and do some acrobatics to get over these buggers.
Okay.
So she's almost kind of like gonna take like a step back, and then she's gonna try and somersault over the top of them and try and get a distance away, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So it will still take them,
Yeah.
distance to actually follow her, sort of thing.
So is this using your cunning action to disengage, or would you actually try to? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That works. You have to take a little bit of a wide berth around some of them, but sliding under one glaive, jumping and pirouetting and somersaulting over the other two. You're disengaged for the whole turn, so any other attacks that try to swing are a miss, and they just go wide. As you finally do make it back to, I'll say to here. So this map looks and makes sense now. These enemies are on the other side of the portal, but there's 4 more. Turn, and they're trying to catch up to you.
Excellent.
You still got your action now.
And then she's just kind of like going to give them the middle finger then, and boom, back.
This time, the stars coalesce around the cloak and wrap and envelop you away. You teleport back to your friends. And I'll grab your token. No! Get her! Get her! And they just scream in Infernal as you are.
And then she's, as soon as she comes back, she's like, well, fuck, that didn't work.
Alright, Bone Devil is fiercely slicing and dicing at Elias, trying to whip away Karius, you're both up in the air now, aren't you, again? So I have to actually fly back up. But...
Yeah, I'm up there.
Tell you what, it goes 5 feet in the air, not to provoke attacks from everything else down here.
If it moves away, Sentinel.
Okay. Yeah, you could attack with Cheney Dave. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, yoink.
That is actually a hit. Just.
And contested strength.
Okay. I'll make a strength save either. I've been upright yet. Fails.
I think Cam might be trying to do the grapple part of it to pull it towards him.
Exactly that. Yeah, so it's a contested grapple. So
you can roll your athletics. You've only got to beat a 7 though. That's all we need.
I'll do it. Oh, I don't know why I rolled.
That's a close one.
But we're good.
Just catching the rear leg, you wrap it around and yank it down to the ground again. Pulling it ever closer to you. Damn, just out of range because I was going to tail slice Elias. I guess instead, I guess it's going to focus its attention on you. You're pulling it towards it, right?
Yeah, it comes towards me.
Yeah, okay, its claws quite a long reach. They slice over the top of the stairs, trying to hit you. Are you still?
Yeah, disadvantage.
Yeah, of course you are. Okay, well that first one's a miss anyway. Second one, it's a miss as well.
I'm just ducking below the stairs.
Yeah, man, this is the same situation as before. It gets frustrated clawing its first target, and instead its tail whips around and tries to impale Eirina. Ooh, I need to roll that con save as it injects infernal deadly poison into you. You pass.
Phew.
But you do take half. Reeling from that wound. It could have been worse, as you realize Candlewick's probably doing its best to maybe cauterize the wound. Preventing
Can
the
I
injection.
just have Eirina's con saves, like, in real life?
Yeah, I
Right
know.
now.
That's what we need. Okay, that's its
It
go.
normally fails, I'm like...
It's your go, Eirina.
Sweet. Yeah. Because he's now obviously within melee range rather than firing range. Kennewick coalesces into the sword, and I'm going to smack him twice.
Yagmak joins in by pummeling him as well.
And one.
That's a hit. And I think you've
Move
also...
dice. Move dice. And 2.
Well, that's a second hit too.
Yeah, it's just a shame I didn't have Hexblade's Curse, because those both would have been correct. Well, one of them.
Oh, wait, I think if you got to roll, yeah, you're right. Actually, you got to roll a 19 on the
The
die.
19 or a 20 on the dice.
Okay. You might be looking at Yugmugs. Yugmugs with the run.
Either way.
All right, Yugmug just also pummels this thing. You're in basically the prime position to almost finish this thing. Cracking bones, snapping spines, are all you hear as everyone lays into this thing. Kesh'an, your turn as well.
Cool. I'm just going to hop up onto the stairs. Ooh. Bye.
Whoops. You want to press Control Z.
No.
Control Z might drop you back. If not, I'll grab you. But it's funny because as you step onto the stairs, I mean that's what would happen. The teleportation in here is completely disrupted by this chaos.
Should be
What
like.
the fuck am I going? I'm going on an adventure. Hello.
I just took a shot flying across the screen.
No, not again.
You're embracing your inner Bilbo Baggins. I'm going on an adventure. I mean, you've got the hair and
Let's not stop on the stairs and just imagine.
Back from there. Well,
So Kesh'an is going to be standing there.
Okay.
And yeah, going to smack. 25.
Yeah,
25.
that's a hit. You see its
Sweet.
lower jaw kind of shatter away.
Give me that juicy con save.
Okay. Oops, I got advantage. I mean, what's this say?
That
Ooh, 15.
that does fail though.
Okay. Doesn't look like it's going to get another turn. It's stunned up.
Oh boy.
Looks
And
about
so
ready to go down.
full round of attacks. Natural 20. Let's go.
Bring out. Just punch straight through the face. Its skull caves in, and your hand is covered in splinters, like just stuck into your knuckles.
I think I'm gonna flurry of blows. Yeah, things. Yeah, let's go. Why not? Let's treat ourselves.
Oh!
Boom! It gets knocked to the ground, and then a final stump to the jaw. Crack!
How do you want to do this?
I feel shit.
Yeah, you demolished him.
Jesus. So I could just imagine seeing the stinger spin round and poke Eirina. It just grabs its claw, pulls it back, and as it's reeling back, Kesh'an cracks it into the jaw. In fact, into the throat, kind of like throwing it back a bit. And as he does, he just pulls his back legs forward, so it's now on its back, jumps up, and just curb stomps the throat.
Boom.
Yeah.
And an explosion of splintered bones. It also flares up in like this kind of sparking fuse, and the tail ignites and just this fuse reaches the rest of its body and just poof, just disappears in a puff of brimstone and and hellish fire, and it's gone. Just reverted back. Yeah, left kind of like this blackish stain on the floor. This charred mark.
Kesh'an's doing this right now.
Those devils, gets sent right back to the Nine Hells. All right, that's your turn. What do you guys want to do?
Well, I was gonna slap it and punch and push it 5 feet, but
Whoops.
I don't know what I can do. I don't have any spell slots, and
Eirina, have you got any more removal of curses?
No, I told you last session that was my last one.
Yeah.
Fresh out.
I will put my hand on it and try and cast mending to try and mend this thing, because it's.
I will. I sort of look to everyone and like, This is probably a stupid idea, but everyone get more than 40 feet away from it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All
Oh,
right.
no, I did the thing.
Uh,
Oh, God.
Where are you actually going?
I
Elias?
accidentally went through the archway, and
Okay,
I...
but did you mean to?
No, I
Because
meant
that's
to...
about 40 foot away.
No, I just meant to go back.
Okay, well, you're not going to be able to get back. Let me kill you.
Well, it was like 45 feet away, so I was like wanting to... Look, if I'm stood here, that's... And I wanted to go to there. That's 45 feet away.
Yeah, I'm gonna move away, and then I'm gonna hunker down behind the shield.
Yeah,
As well as I can.
I'll be shield.
Yugmug also jumps down behind it. And what are you planning on doing there, Karius?
Kesh'an.
Kesh'an, are you moving away, or are you just going to try to take this?
I will be. I don't want to move there. There we
Okay.
go.
Okay, so this is hellish energy.
Hellish Rebuke, I'm guessing.
No, I don't have any spell slots left, so this is going to be cantrips, but I obviously can channel divine energy. So I'm going to utter a divine word and slam my hand upon it and try to send burning radiance into it and try to...
What feature is this? Just
This is just the spell, Word of Radiance.
Okay, right. It's your cantrip, right?
Yep, from my cleric.
Okay.
Which is, I will say, a water deity, so there's probably some divine wateriness about it rather than divine flame.
Which is probably better in this case, because
Yep.
it might extinguish the fire as well.
Exactly.
Okay, you can roll a d8 to begin with.
Okay.
As these magics clash together, creates these unexpected surges of magic. And tell me what you get. 2. You end up teleporting and just getting... There is conjuration magic going on here. I'm going to roll a d8 for your direction. It's kind of also messes with the whole portal.
Also, everybody gets a HP back.
You get sent hurtling across the room then, Karius, getting teleported some 20 feet off of the ground here. And you look down, your glaive didn't get ported with you, and you look down, you just suddenly see a drop. But I guess...
I'm just going to try to slam a dagger into the wall behind me.
Give me an acrobatics.
Acrobatics?
What happen?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
14? Okay. There is a stone wall behind you, and the statue kind of jam the actual dagger into the statue itself. And as you swing round, oops, let's try that again. And that did actually work. Well, okay, you do take 6 points of bludgeoning, but it's not the full amount. You kind of just swing round and clang onto the statue. However, as for the hellish rebuke that got, the word of radiance that got sent in there, bouncing around like almost like a ricochet effect. I'm gonna ask you to roll a d3 this time, and this time you need to roll a 2, I guess.
Nope.
Okay.
Well, to be honest, it still helps because then they're not pouring into the actual sea.
Sure. And then last thing, this spell finally ricochets and then shoots out in a myriad of lights. And I guess everyone is subject to a word of radiance. So
I
I
was
guess
hoping they were far enough away.
That's for the weird surges that seem to happen, but there is a spell coming everyone's way. So just could you target everyone? Could you target everyone and just click Word of Radiance?
Yep.
That does the best situation. Okay, so everyone roll. Elias, honestly.
27.
Okay.
Just alter the bless.
I prefer it this way. I get such high numbers.
Okay, Yugmug. Yugmug's under your bless. Yeah, what are you doing? So it works with Yugmug, no problem.
I think
They don't take any damage.
I think it must just be that it says in the bless effect, it just must have 11d4 on the effect.
Oh. And then finally, Kesh'an. I think you need to roll that con save as well, mate.
My bad, sir.
Okay.
Dunk.
Okay, that's a fail, I'm afraid. But
Damn.
did it actually send the damage over? It didn't. Probably has something to do with friendly targets. I'm going to deal you 10 points of radiant, as well as... Who was it? Eirina, you failed as well. 10 points of radiant damage.
Karius is like, okay, wasn't quite expecting that. Might be a good idea to leave the room, and I will try to do this. Unless one of you wants to try.
I don't have radiance. I'm not sure mending will actually work. I could give it a try if you want.
If you want.
But if that seemed to
Did
that do something?
It's working at least. I feel like it's doing something. Eirina, do you have the weird magic vision thing that some people have? Or do you just have the see-through walls one, don't you?
Weird
That's right.
magic vision.
Yeah, Eldritch
No,
Sight.
they don't have that.
Right.
Yeah, you're probably best doing it again. But if you want to, oh God,
They're coming, and I need you to be quickly split about this. The devils are amassing around that one portal that's open, and you see them charging straight towards it. They're not through, but you have like this round effectively.
Okay.
yeah, if you know it's working, do it again.
Yeah, Karius is gonna fly back towards the thing, sigh, and sort of looks to the others and goes, sorry if this hurts. And once again, Word of Radiance is into it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
And also, you can call it. Basically, this is like a coin toss at this point.
Honestly, I'm gonna go for a 2 because I've had a 1 every other time. What are the chances?
Alright, you can flip. There it is! Very close. These portals, these seem to be closing and opening and flickering. The one that you try to concentrate on is directly south. And that swarm of devils that's just about to come through would be so much more of a hassle to deal with than you can be asked for right now. And you deflect the Word of Radiance in here, bouncing and bouncing. What you do notice, though, is the hellish energy isn't necessarily being destroyed, but it is disrupting it. It's enough that you see the portal sort of flicker, and in that moment, vanish, and all the devils screaming on the other side are closed up with that portal as well. Sort of ending combat, and the portals are no more in here either, but there is still a reddish glow, as if this thing has been sort of corrupted and primed in that way, but at the very least, you're not dealing with swarms of devils anymore.
Right.
The ones that got through are still through, though, wherever they are, wherever you send them.
If we take like a 6-minute breather, I'll be back up to full health, and probably so will everyone else.
How long does regenerate last?
An hour.
Okay. So
Yeah, a 6-minute breather sounds good. Then, and then, to be honest, this energy is probably still going to mess things up, so we need to deal with it. But I don't think I have the power left to do it.
Yeah, unless you want to do. Would you be able to do anything about it, Eirina, if we took a short rest?
Yeah, because I get my spell slots back. So yes, I would.
Yeah.
It just depends on whether we could manage it or not.
Yeah, we then lose regenerate, but at least this thing will be dealt with. So it's up to you guys.
Yeah, but those things are going to be probably heading towards this, so I don't know if we'll be able to get one, but we can try.
If we do want to just move on, and just hope that those Petch things can deal with the rest of this, then I suggest the next portal we go through, we link ourselves. Well, the next doorway we go through, we link ourselves because we don't know where they're going to take. It could mess up.
Yeah, it's true. Like, yeah, we'll take a 6-minute breather.
Well, 1 minute passes
Oh.
before you hear footsteps coming up the stairs.
And that's why I figured a short rest wouldn't work.
I've given everyone 10 HP, but there is definitely footsteps.
Karius
And
calls
you-
out an infernal.
runs
Who
out.
goes there?
You hear the voices back, not infernal, but in Terran.
The Peshes.
2, 3, 7B goes to 7-3.
Karius changes to Terran and says, "Oh, it's you guys. We fixed some of them."
It is us, but there's devils on the loose. They've swarmed the lower levels. There's another one, big one. It's
Yeah, we think it might be their boss. But we managed to fix a few of your crystals for you
well
and
done.
close some portals from hell.
Well done indeed. This place, though, is not safe.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time before they find us. I know we can hide. Not sure about what your plans are.
Have you seen anyone else like us? Looks maybe like a male version of her, and older. Points to Andi.
Yes. Yes, we saw one of your kind.
Can you
They
take?
got separated, didn't they?
Yeah. Can you lead us to them?
He points to the other Pesh, says, I didn't witness it, but this one did.
Can he lead us?
Says, elemental, run, jump, grab, and through wall.
Oh. I sort of looked to Andi. So, sounds like your dad got kidnapped by Earth Elementals. But I think you understand this language too, so I don't know why I'm translating.
You do, yeah. Which way? Which way? Marble Mansion? No, no. This way? No. 3 to 7, A4. Sort of twitches and scratches its head. The mirror. Mirror, mirror. Blue steel. Pouts. And then it suddenly runs back down the staircase. The same one you guys came up. Which was...
Do we follow?
I mean, don't we need to turn this thing off first?
I don't think we have time. Can you deal with this now that we fixed some of the others?
It will take long time. The corruption might also eventually bleed out. We'll see. For now, get moving. I'm just trying to think which way actually to go. Because...
Are you guys any good with instruments?
no.
I'm sure I remember seeing some of you guys topside playing music. Went by the name of Depeche Mode.
Never heard of them.
Good band.
Jamey.
This
You
is no
can't
time
say
to
it, but I'm
judge.
shaking my head.
I had to get that out there.
I'm gonna grab all of you and slap you back in this room.
This portal that we left because we wanted to deal with the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Do we heal again, by the way?
You heal again, yeah. Probably another 10 HP at this point. But
Does anything change about Karius at this point?
no. Oh, you're talking about his horn?
After 2 minutes, something happens.
Karius, yeah. You can feel the tingling where you've since felt nothing before. right on the top of your head.
He sort of tries to look up. Wait, there's a mirror over here. It's technically a blue steel mirror.
It is.
He looks at himself in the mirror.
You look in and you do see your other horn slowly growing back.
I'm not sure how to feel about that.
See, I told you guys it works. We could have done it this whole time.
Shame Raheem wasn't with us. Could have just done it.
I know. Oh well, there's always tomorrow.
You see the two Peshas kind of clinging to the statue. One of them turns around and says, hear them, they're coming. Hide.
Right.
And they simply
Quick,
duck away into the shadows.
Through the portal, I guess.
You
Here
can
we go.
indeed. Although, this is kind of awkward. Two different ones. They stop you just before you go through and they go, there is another one. Two entrances. The other one goes, no, three entrances. Yeah. And it seemingly looks at the others. The Lith Lord says, there is indeed multiple entrances into this particular palace.
But this is the right palace.
It is, supposedly, according to these. Their word is to be trusted, but not necessarily to be reliable. There's another one. It's just on this level here. And it gestures to the stairs.
Does it matter which one we go through?
He nods.
Oh.
You've got a choice to make. And quickly as well.
And
Uh,
Sean, this is kind of your choice, I guess.
Yeah.
What
Why
are
not?
the three choices?
There's two. Well,
Well-
there is actually multiple. There's more than two. But if you're aiming to go get Raheem, you've got this blue steel mirror at the top, or this blue steel mirror at the bottom. Judging from the way things have acted so far, you know you'll come up onto the bottom of the palace one way, or the top of the palace the other way. Like this, you'll basically be on either sides. You could always split up and do both as well. But either way, there are two ways into this palace. Possibly more, as one of them says, no, three entrances.
I'll turn and say Raheem probably knows we want to go deeper, so maybe going lower might be the thought.
I mean, he got taken by an earth elemental, but still, yeah, he may have ended up trying to get to the lower entrance.
So going through this one take us to the top end then. So we want to go through the bottom end, through the top one to get to the bottom end.
Yeah.
Ultimately,
Someone just made a decision.
Hmm?
which
Someone
way
just
go?
made a decision.
I did. I said lower.
Which is this one or the other one? This one?
Yeah, sure. We'll go this one. Why
All
not?
right, this one it is. Good luck. All right. As soon as you step through here, you immediately see a much brighter light source in front of you. One of those pillars with the crystals sits atop it, giving off enough ambience to look around. For the first time, you see a plant. Definitely not natural. This one's been potted and sat in the corner. And there seems to be a passageway to the right. And you can see more kind of like little cactus and potted plants along the way as well. Almost like sort of an entrance hall.
Now, shall we take a few minutes so Karius doesn't get his head kicked in?
You can at this point. Everyone can go back to full health.
Yeah.
I think it's enough. 6 minutes, right? 6 times 10, 60.
Yeah.
That would get me to full only. Yeah.
Yeah, you're all on full health.
So we've taken 8 minutes of 60 so far.
Bless has run off though.
Yeah. Thank God. Can't be rolling like 55 every single time.
Okay. All right. It's during the 6 minutes, actually. Nothing really disturbs your breather, but everyone can make a perception check.
Perception.
Yes, that more than enough, Karius. And I suppose Kesh'an also notices this as well. There's a little bit of movement somewhere near the back of that rock, just wobbling it slightly, enough that you notice during those 6 minutes.
3 minutes.
Either something's underneath it, or the rock itself is alive. You're not really sure.
Karius is gonna call out to the rock in Terran. Hello there.
The rock sort of nudges again, like it's like something is actually underneath, trying to lift it up one side.
Karius walks over and tries to lift it on that side a bit to see what's underneath.
Suddenly, a head pops out of a little tunnel that's been bored underneath the rock.
Yeah. Ah, you free Uti. Uti stuck on the rock.
No!
You see a little armadillo has been following you, it seems.
Hey, Uti. How you doing?
Uti is not good. Uti is needing more gems. Oh, perhaps Uti can be of assistance. Uti needs gems. You need Uti's help.
You know what?
Hasn't Uti like fucked up every single time we've?
He only succeeded once.
Yeah.
I'm gonna offer him one of the citrus stone fruits that I have. Because they kind of look gemstony.
They look gemstony, but this is food.
Yeah, but you know, it's a gemstone you can eat. That's like, you know, you look like you haven't eaten for a bit, so...
Uti is not in need of food. Uti needs monetary valued gems.
Fine, you know what? Have 5 for now, just because I'm happy to see you alive.
5 what?
5 gold's worth of gems.
Golds?
I don't have... But it's gems, but it's only 5 gold's worth of gems.
Oh, no.
It's like, I've given him a blue rupee.
Alright. Uti tell you where you are. You outside palace of powerful, dangerous Tao, known as Grumpaz. Grumpaz the Opportunistic.
He totally just made that up.
I would like to roll insight on him to see if he's alive.
Yes, you can.
You're
He's
about...
telling the truth. He's telling the
No
truth,
way.
100%. But he looks like he is recalling it just from like recent memory, like very recent. Looks like he's like he's clicking his fingers, and then he kind of like comes to the conclusion like, yes, Grumpads.
Well, if he's opportunistic, as you said, then perhaps we can take... Then perhaps we can take advantage of that. We need to... Have you been like scouting around here?
Hehe. Uti is a scout, yes. Uti saw it on plaque over there.
Have you seen the other guy who was with us?
Hmm. I've seen them.
Are they around here?
I've not gone inside. Uti is scout, not infiltrator. Last time Uti did infiltration, Uti nearly got caught and Uti nearly died.
Yep.
But Uti might be able to do more.
You know what, Uti? You, because I'm pretty sure this is one of his capabilities. He can be worn like clothing, right, to boost your AC.
He can, yeah.
You can be my new hat for a bit.
Oh, you think Uti close enough with you now? That Uti going to protect you from missiles?
Yes.
Oh. Uti not nearly paid well enough for that.
Booty don't protect booty.
Yeah. Unless it's for booty. You gotta pay booty to get the booty protection.
How
Yeah,
much will it take?
Well, like I said, Grumpaz is one of the most dangerous down.
Are
But,
you guys seriously doing this?
like I say, Uti... Also, we should keep voices down. There is a Dao God just round that corner.
How much will it take?
Okay, let's see what you got.
I mean, there's a big crystal in the middle of the room.
I
That-
give him
That's not monetary crystal. That's like crystal.
I give him 145 electrum pieces.
Like these aren't gems.
I don't have gems, but
These coins.
you've taken these in the past.
Yeah, but begrudgingly.
Right.
What happens if I say this out loud? What happens if we just take him out of his shell and use his shell?
What? No, Uti needs shelter to survive. That's like taking someone's nails.
Ooh.
Well, I don't know. You sound a bit hostile right here. You trying to
No.
mug us for our stuff?
What? Uti is making valuable transaction. Uti
Elias.
needs gems. You need help getting past God.
Ding. I wouldn't harm this little creature.
Oh no, I'm not saying
And
it wouldn't harm him.
if
Like
you-
I want to booty Uti right now.
And
But
if you pay really well, Uti will go in and find friend. And if you pay super well, Uti might find secret doors. Hmm.
Hey, look, we came across a load of crystals and gems over here. Why don't
What?
you take those?
That's a light crystal.
Oh,
Not
I
much
didn't know.
worth.
I
Not
didn't
much.
know what it was worth.
Also, those gems have runes on them. Uti knows this because Uti tried to steal before, and Great Khan sent Zorns after me,
Well, the
and
Great
now,
Khan's,
and then Ozorn gemstones.
well, the Great Khan's not going to send anything after you now.
Oh,
Great Khan suffered great carnage.
oh, Uti impressed.
Yeah.
You cause much chaos.
It's
You ready
what
to
we
cause
do.
more?
We cause chaos wherever we go.
Well,
But
look, Uti
Kesh'an,
offering to help you out. Uti knows another secret back door.
Kesh'an, this one's on you because you're following path. So how do you want to proceed?
I'm not taking Uti's help.
Okay,
uh,
Uti,
personally,
you.
this is out of character for
Yeah.
the moment. But like every single time but once he has fucked up and has spoiled something.
Right.
If we're trying to save Andy's dad,
Right.
And you could use all the help you could get.
Right, Uti. we're
That's my
gonna
name.
we're gonna try to do this our way without your help. If you want to offer us help again, meet us on the next floor, the next layer.
Will you have
Other-
gemstones by then?
We may have. I will try to get you some gemstones by then. I have some, but I don't think it'll be enough. So I'll see if I can get you some more.
Okay. You suit yourselves. Uti give you one last warning. Grumpads. If she captures you, oh, you're gonna be fighting nasties in the pit. Good luck! Uti suddenly lifts up the. Oh, can I get a hand here? Like asking you to lift up
It's
the.
going to cost you some gems.
Fine, Uti find another way. Rolls away.
I love it. Don't you just hate it when someone tries to extort you out?
Alright,
Fucking armadillos.
Kesh'an, it's your choice. What we do next? Do we go in stealth? Do we just go and try to talk to them?
Well, if what Uti says is right, then maybe talking isn't going to be the best way. And if I'm honest, it has really been great so far because ended up in the pits. And I don't think we have much persuasion here.
I mean, I do. I'm good at talking. It's kind of my whole thing.
Well, I mean, we didn't talk our way out of a demon.
I mean, I managed to get rid of some of them. There would have been a bunch more if I hadn't sent them off. Right. But, as Uti said, if we're caught, we'll end up in the pits. But that suggests we're sneaking about. So if we go in openly, that might work.
So then we're not caught.
It was going to be the backup plan if they're straight away hostile.
We offer them riches, I guess. I've got some gems, I've got some gold. We have information, and their title is the Opportunistic, suggesting that they might be willing to make a deal of some kind.
I probably wouldn't make a deal, but a bargain,
Yeah.
maybe? Like,
I mean,
or a wager, sorry.
Just a quick question. The Basilisk guys we have, would they still function as Basilisk guys? Like, would they turn things to stone if I point them at something?
No, they won't.
I mean, I've got the Basilisk gullet, so I could potentially use that.
Oh my god. Okay, so little hiatus here, but if we manage to get a Basilisk guy, put it into Llewellyn's eye socket, and somehow manage to get it working, we could have a walking Gorgon, and that excites me.
I have actually already suggested this with Chris, and he said the most we can do is make a spell even more powerful with them.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
They have an alchemical product. You can either mix them into potions, or you could turn it as a spell component to enhance stuff like flesh to stone, giving them disadvantage on the save and stuff.
Really cool.
Yeah,
But
that's
still
exactly
useful.
what it is.
It's either that or we chop off a beholder's eye stalk and put that in your eye.
Yeah, but remember, we had those at one point out of character, and we had to like have special liquid in order to sustain them, didn't we, or whatever?
Yeah. And touching that special liquid would make it anti-magic for Llewellyn.
Yeah.
Plus, they were like this big.
Yeah, they are massive.
Yeah. So what are we doing? I mean, we do have a bargaining chip that we could offer them.
And what's that?
An infiltration armadillo.
You don't have that.
I mean,
not anymore.
He's going to be waiting for us on the next floor.
Yep. I mean, I've got some spell scrolls I could potentially give them.
I mean, my only bargaining chip is peace, and apparently no one wants that anymore. It's so 200 years ago, apparently.
And your other bargaining chips is your fists in their face.
Yeah, pretty much. You can either choose peace or violence.
Use violence.
Violence.
And the
Uh,
Eirina, what do you think?
I mean, either way, we're probably gonna end up in some sort of trouble.
Yep.
As to be expected.
Is the portal we walked through still there, or is it gone?
There's no portal, but a
The
strange
mirror.
steel blue mirror that
Yeah, that's what I meant.
it is still there.
Always go back through the other one and see where that comes out.
yeah, I guess if this is the basement or whatever you want to call it, the bottom of the place, then this is kind of the way we're sneaking in. If we go through the other one, that's probably the front entrance. If we want to do it the other way, like Karius said, where we want to just stroll up as if we're not hiding anything.
Oh, there's meant to be a guard just round the corner, so we could just go talk to the guards and ask if we can speak to their leader.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if we go speak to the guard and this is the back entrance, it does still seem a bit dodgy that we've come in through the basement.
Well, we don't know if we're coming through the basement. The other way could take us right into their bedroom for all we know.
Do we know who their common enemy is?
I mean, technically, we've got information about the devil incursion.
Because we could say that we escaped them and we know where they're at to kind of gain a temporary alliance / not death.
That's
so
true.
Soon.
We halted temporarily the devils coming in and storming their palace.
I take it you two going around the corner. Are you
Yeah, I'm like, you guys are just yammering. I'm gonna start trying to peer around the corner.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
I'll do this.
Okay. All right. Anyone who's going around the corner can also roll, but looks like Eirina, you've got a good enough check that you are able to sidle up against this wall, poke your head just around the corner enough to see there is indeed a very large, muscular armored Dao with a gigantic, looks like a machete almost, some sort of
Mr.
scimitar
Tall,
resting
dark,
on
and
his shoulder, and he's looking directly down the hallway. Behind him, there is a statue. Not a statue, one of those pillars with a light crystal on it. This one's much finely cut, almost like a pearl. And let me see what else you can see from there. Yeah, you can also see there seems to be another tunnel leading on from that with an archway. It looks quite grandiose, this archway, with Terran like designs, like very angular, square like patterns over it.
Hey, Eirina.
Hmm?
Who was the guy you was working with on the first layer? Something the Quiet.
Shakif.
Shakif.
Yeah, Shakif.
All right. Well, let's do this then.
Wait, what? Oh my god. He's
I
as bad as Lavellen.
I pop off and I step off and start strolling up.
Oh no. Seduce
You-
him.
the guard immediately stand to attention, point his glaive, well, his scimitar towards you, and just says, "Halt!"
Hello
Why?
there. We are
Oh no.
emissaries from Shakif the Quiet of the First Realm. He is suspected. There have been dealings within the maze we just came from, of in between the second and this third layer, of hellish beings trying to come their way in. We have temporarily halted it, but you probably want to ready yourselves for an invasion.
That is why I'm on guard. And not only the invasion, but I've heard there is also great distress on the higher level.
Why is that?
There are fugitives on the run, murderers of the great Khan.
The Great Khan taken down?
You
No.
surely know of this. The tremors reached every layer.
Yeah, but we've been stuck in the that maze for what, days now?
If you was an emissary, you should not be getting lost.
Then surely, if you were aware of the devilish beings entering, they've corrupted the crystals, causing us to jump from layer to layer within that maze.
Roll a deception check.
I mean, that is kind of right.
I know that is, but the whole part about being an emissary is
20.
really what we're debating here. He's just shoring up any other inconsistencies, and this is a guard with, by the way, seemingly asking the correct questions and prying in on the right inconsistencies. But it seems you covered your bases. Indeed, that is so.
As I said, we've dealt with a few of them ourselves. We've spoken to the Pesh down there who was trying to clean it up, but they've been having a bit of a trouble. And we've given you some time. Even took out this very bony-looking, like, flying beast.
In any case, what is your business with Grumpaz, the opportunistic?
Well, I believe he didn't tell us too much, but it was something about sharing knowledge.
Not.
Well, someone who's opportunistic would understand that knowledge is the way to power.
But you have not organized an appointment?
That we did send word before us. Don't tell us he's been lost in the maze as well.
We've heard no word from any other messengers, headmen, imps, or mephits.
That mephit is going to be in so much trouble.
It leans around the corner, trying to. Are you alone?
Sorry, there's a few of us. You know, as an emissary, I needed protection.
Yeah.
I see. You're all surface dwellers.
Well, we are, and we were slaves, and it's taken a good chunk of time to work our way up. Now, some of these are bodyguards, and I am an emissary.
Is everyone showing themselves at this point, or is anyone holding back?
Mm-mm.
That's a question for Karius and Andi. But Karius is AFK at the moment.
Yeah, I just poke my head round and I'm just like, I'm just a librarian. I'm just his librarian.
Okay.
Exactly. Our librarian who has had dealings with Shikef's knowledge herself.
I am Shikef's librarian. It's not a lie. I was on loan.
Alright. So I'm guessing the whole
Andi, what do you
party
do?
is...
Yeah, well, no point in hiding at this point.
Well, it's up to you. That's why I asked, just in case you do want to hide. Alright. If you're all grouping up, then he says, follow me. Welcome. This is
Well-
Grumpaz's personal palace.
That went better than expected.
Yeah.
For a gamble.
We have to let Elias go at the front. He's the emissary, so
Oh,
it
I'm
makes
just
sense for him to be up front.
I'm just keen.
Oh no, I'm just saying, if anyone asks about the walking order.
Oh my god,
Oh,
this
You
This is a
pass
thing.
through these, as I mentioned, ornate down like archways, and immediately in front of you, you see a brazier that's kind of burning off this low light into a marvelous antechamber. There are balconies and alcoves where you can see tables of slabs, like they're basically slabs of rock, and on them you can see tankards, coin, gems. Some of them being bartered, some of them being traded. Others are just sort of sitting around drinking. Looks like they're almost kind of waiting for a show. And
Hey,
in the
yo,
center,
is this a Yu-Gi-Oh! Jewel Arena?
exactly
fuck?
that. In the center, there is a large pit where you can see 4 pillars, and there's a much more earthy-looking terrain in the center, like turned and tilled ground and soil. There's staircases to your left and right, but at the back of this massive antechamber, you can also see more entrances and hallways, and 2 earth elementals that are standing guard. And the guard gestures you in, and at this point, you realize you're very much in the entrance, the front entrance. This is
Well,
by no means a back door.
I'm glad we're getting the front entrance now.
Yep.
So, ow, my feet. Hot, hot,
Yeah,
hot.
don't stand on that. He says, "You may wait here, whilst I notify Grumpaz of your business proposition."
Yes, that sounds great. How long will we be waiting? I assume it's going to be quite a while. It's just we've as I said, we've been traveling for days and we haven't really had much of a rest.
You must not know the Earth plane very well.
I mean, we're recently freed. Well, we're recently sort of slaved. So,
Then
we're
you
on
will know
probation.
that you must have the patience of a mountain, enough to wait for that same mountain to move. But you will find my master. She is much more quick to the prospects. And he goes over to one of the Earth Elementals, converses in Terran, and the Earth Elemental itself actually goes to deliver the message, whilst he actually returns back to the post. But
Thank you
nonetheless,
for your service.
he kind of nods and heads back.
Well, that could have been worse.
You see this Earth Elemental exits out to the right and disappears down a hallway. But you're free to sort of chill out here for a bit.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Karius is just going to sit against this wall and just sort of lean there and tentatively touch his newly growing horn every now and then, confused. Still.
Several of the other DAOs seem to be eyeing you up. And one of them gestures to the table. As if
Myself
to-
or
yeah,
them?
to anyone who's sort of standing around.
Sure. Why not? Let's see where this brings.
They say, "Are you looking forward to the fight? Is that why you're here?"
No, but I'm always interested in seeing a good battle go down.
I heard Grumpaz has some new prisoners to pit her favorites against.
Anyone in particular you'd put your money on? Maybe someone quick or someone bulky?
You misunderstand. The prisoners never survive. Not down there.
Oh,
They better pray they have some worth. Otherwise, Grumpaz won't hesitate to move on to the next opportunity.
wait, what do they go up against? I thought they just go up against each other.
Ah, you truly aren't here for the fight. You've never been here before, it seems.
No, I'm from the first layer.
Yeah. I see.
where slaves fight slaves.
We don't have as many down here as them first layers, but well, perhaps you'll get a chance to see them if you're lucky.
Maybe if we see any that we like, we can let Shikef know. Maybe if one survives, we'll take one back with us.
He laughs again, begins drinking his chalice, his goblet, and he wipes his mouth again. They won't survive.
Okay.
At this point, you see the Earth Elemental returns, and he looks over to the rest of you, kind of approaches. It says in a very low, kind of monotone voice, "You're here to share knowledge." Yes.
Yes.
Can't say Grumpas will be overjoyed. But she's on her way. And with that, he kind of rolls back into position and sits there. Anything else you do while you're waiting?
Nothing I can
How
think
long?
of.
How long has it been roughly?
As long as it's been out of game, a few minutes.
I'm just gonna sort of move myself maybe here to inspect what's down in this area below.
Yeah, you can roll me an investigation check. As soon as you get right up to the edge, you realize as you're trying to peer over, your head bumps into something invisible, solid, and completely flat. There is a wall of force right in front of you. As you look in, however, you can see the earth is quite loose and churned, almost as if something has burrowed through it with an immense amount of strength and speed.
Oh
There
no.
is cracked rock as well. Again, something may have just shattered that into pieces. And as you're looking at some of the rock, it almost looks like chitinous type of armor. And it's just resting like a bump out of the earth. So although you can't see it, what it is, most of the body is underneath. There is some sort of a little hint or a giveaway. And that chitinous armor is kind of like a plate, like almost like of a backbone. Almost like a fin sticking out of the earth.
Okay.
And not just that, there seems to be a pair of them. Two little fins of plate, bony plate sticking out. But yes, there is indeed a wall of force protecting the entire exterior, it seems.
So, Eirina,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we should be a little bit prepared. What do you know from your time with Shikef?
It depends on what you're asking to know.
Well, not specifically to know, just what do you have anything that you could give if they were to ask what knowledge we could pass on.
I mean, Shakef has a pretty extensive library. He's got maps of everything. I mean, her name's the Opportunistic, all right?
Oh,
And the, the Great Khan is just carked it, as it were. Gonna be looking for someone to sit on top. What better opportunity than this?
work with
Start
the
making alliances and,
yeah, work with the map maker so you know your way around whenever the places change, so you can take what you need, control what you want to control. That
Okay,
works.
so like whatever she's doing here, like, fights, whatever. Anyone who tries to sort of stall progress, I don't know, gets brought down here and she can have them for her pit, or I don't know.
Bring more slaves down this way.
No, not slaves! They've done nothing wrong!
No, yeah, but it's obviously not going to happen. But that's how we could put it across. More slaves down here, more fights, more entertainment, but also an alliance between them so they can get more control within this plane, within the Sevenfold Maze. Maybe take
I
over
don't
the
think
top.
you need to. I don't think you need to put ideas in their head. Maybe that's something they figure out. Just drop the hint.
Yeah, but I think we'll be safer down here if we put those ideas out there.
All right. It's just as this conversation comes to an end when you see a small elemental, probably like a dust method, fly in with this what looks sort of like a lamp at first, like a genie's lamp, except it's more square and it's kind of like a silvery tint to it rather than like a gold one. So like, think of a square lamp, effectively. It's a little odd. And it places it on the ground, and you see the little dust method begin to turn a key on the side of the square lamp, and it makes this kind of metallic noise, like a scraping metallic noise, as you see like the lid kind of being peeled back and rolled, and you start to see this kind of dust billowing out. A smoky apparition begins to form into an image, and the Earth Elemental says, "Announcing the presence of Grumpath, the Opportunistic." And the two Earth Elemental immediately bow down to the ground, as do the Dao around. Say Grumpath, because Elias, out of this small tin-shaped genie bottle is a small cat.
Oh my
And you
god.
see its fur,
No.
its fur is kind of sandy and just sifting off. There's this large purple like turban atop their head, adorned with jewels and necklaces. And you see them folding their arms with an exceptionally grumpy looking face.
Is it literally Grumpy Cat with a turban?
It is.
And they look around.
I do a bow. Hello, your liege.
What do you want? I haven't got time for this.
Sean cocks his head.
We've travelled quite far to speak to you on behalf of Shakef the Quiet.
What do I care about Shaket?
Well, he
Is
believes
that
that
literally
it
Tim?
is.
That's what's in front of you. Yes.
Wow. He believes that allies at this point would be a good benefit,
Allies.
and that his knowledge of the different layers and how to navigate them will be beneficial for traversing and maybe working one's way up to a certain position that's become available.
What? Speak plainly. You want me to team up with Shikev?
Yeah, he has much knowledge that would be beneficial to you. To go wherever you want to go, know where you're going to go.
I know where I'm going.
Yeah, but...
get the best compatriots for your fights.
Yes.
It's not compatriots.
I do my best to avoid those kind of politics and fights. Hence why I'm down here on the 3rd region, far away as I can get within safety's reason.
I'm really thrown off by the fact that it's a cat out of a tunic.
What are you staring at?
But if you raised up to a high enough point, then you could get others to do the work for you, and you'd be able to tell them all what to do.
Shikev, you say?
I mean, from where we stand down there, he's quite powerful on the 1st layer.
Quiet he may be, but they always say it's the quiet ones you have to watch out for.
It seems he gets what he wants, and if he works with you, you'll get whatever you want.
Just what does Shakif really offer me? That's the real question. Don't really have an interest in old dusty scrolls. But
What do you have an interest in then?
I have an interest in whatever comes my way and whatever's interesting at the time. Really, it depends on what's currently going on. But right now, I hear there's an escapee on the loose.
Well, I think
In
what's
fact-
more important to hear is the fact that there's an army of who knows what coming through portals down there.
Yes, on our way here, we fought against many denizens of the Nine Hells who are coming through portals after corrupting those weird dodecahedron crystals.
You know what? Allow me, and I pull out a scroll, and I cast my major image scroll to create all the beings that we've fought in a 20-foot thing, including the Onyx Magistrate right up front.
You can try that, Cal.
Shall I do a sleight of hand?
Sure.
What are you doing?
He's trying to shine light onto the ground. He's like, you see them generally kind of look in the direction, but with it kind of not being as much pointed light, it's sort of the ambience in here. It sort of doesn't immediately get like distracted by it. But it says, "What's that for?"
What's what for?
The scroll.
Oh, it's to show you what sort of things are coming your way. I believe there's multiple entrances to here,
Oh,
and they will be coming through every entrance that you can see. Now, while we were down there, we got a bit lost because of the corruption of these things. But yeah, they will be coming from as many directions as possible into this palace and probably any other palace down there. And this is what you'll come across, and I project that out using the scroll.
it nudges its earth elemental with one of its paws, and you see the earth elemental immediately shift off in one direction. Well, this is interesting. We haven't had devils in a long time. Can't think what they'd want in the earth plane, but anyone's guess at this point.
But this just shows the might of Shikaf. If an emissary and a couple of bodyguards can take on all these that we've projected are dead, by the way, right now.
Well,
Thanks to us.
they were sent back from whence they came.
Yeah. But if merely 5 people can do that. Imagine what the rest of Shikef and whatever knowledge, magical items and artifacts he has can do.
Well, I was going to wonder where the tribute was. You say you are an emissary of Shakif's, but yet you bring no tribute. But
My apologies. I'm still fairly new to this, so didn't know the etiquette. I realise it is a paltry sum. Some of it was taken from us in our battles, but to get down here. But I'll place 90 gold's worth of gems down in front of me.
It looks at it with a upturned nose at first, as it's like a paltry 90 to this Dow, but it then says,
I'll consider the elimination of nearby threats into account.
I would also like to come forward. And I'm
Okay.
going to pull out one of the griffin feathers.
Ooh.
Ooh.
oh, they suddenly like perk up.
And I wave it ever so slightly.
Uh.
In front of his face.
You see a twitching. The whiskers are like tinging at the prospect of this feather.
And then I literally just kind of hold it out and offer it to him and just be like, he also sends you this lovely rarity
And you're
from the
currently
material
sitting-
world.
You're all the way over there at the moment, but you can totally come down the stairs and get closer to them.
I did say I go up to him.
Okay, there you go then. Grumpaz, still being a little bit closed off, asks one of the doubts from the left chamber to come out. Seems they're coming out as security anyway, because as you noticed just before that, 2 earth elementals, another Dow, and the guard behind you have all gone out the same way you guys came in, through that blue steel mirror, clearly ordered to go and find these devils.
Hey.
The Dow takes the feather from you and hands it, and you see them swat at the feather immediately. That's like sort of playing with it
Yes!
like it's a cat's toy.
This will do. This is a fine tribute.
We thought you'd appreciate it.
You know what? Let's go somewhere a little bit more comfortable.
Yes.
Pick up my lamp.
The Dow picks up this small little tin
If
and
that
takes
wasn't
it into this chamber.
if that wasn't going to work, I was going to ask Eirina to use Mage Hand to hover a mobile of hanging bats above its head.
It was Kesh'an doing the light shiny thing on the floor and his reaction, just to be like,
Yeah.
he's more of a cat than Kesh'an is. He will love this.
Yeah.
Come on, in here.
Kesh'an's like, my people, but not my people.
This is going even better than I
My
expected.
fallen people.
We're now 2 rooms in.
I like
You
this
are-
guy.
Yo, there's a severe lack in scratching post-hit disappointment.
Well, those cactus are kind of they'll do. They have
Does-
cactus to sort of scratch them. It's a succulent.
Does the rug look torn up?
The rug is a little bit scratched. Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
Making
see 'em-
biscuits.
you can see on the top and left parts of the rug they are scratched up.
Welcome. Now, Shakif is a mighty Dao. They're one of the oldest in the first region. They have my respect. But, as I said, I don't really have a use for dusty scrolls right now. What I do have, in terms of to-do lists, is I sent some bailiffs off from a while ago. About 2 days ago. They should have been back already. It's only down the chamber. And they're supposed to be collecting. But it's clearly something's gone wrong. You guys seem a little bit more than just emissaries, judging by your weapons. You said these are your protection? Yes?
They are.
Right. Well then. I say this. If you can finish this little bailiff job for me, return with the deeds, then perhaps we'll be open to allying myself with Shakif.
Shikaf.
Shakif, tomato, it's whatever. I can't keep with their names.
True. So we do this for you, and in doing so, we prove that Shikaf is more than just dirty old Toms.
Right.
Sounds good. Point us in the direction, and we'll deal with it.
Oh, good. Okay, well, it's out through this chamber. You know what? It's better if I just give you a set of coordinates. You see the Dow enter in through the room, and they mark down a direction through the chambers, through the maze. And this is completely off of the Dow's memory as well. And you're given coordinates. It's actually not too far from your location on the third region in one of the blue steel mirrors, a different one, a hidden one.
If you don't mind me asking, is this something that you wish for us to deal with now, or do we have a chance to gather ourselves, considering this journey has been longer than expected, considering the infiltration happening with the devils?
Now, of course, now.
Ah, okay.
And you can all roll insight checks, and we'll see what results kind of you get.
Yep, seems about right.
Hey, you're not allied yet. What do you think? I'm just going to let you waltz in here and take up refuge? No. Can't have you snooping around. And Andy, you definitely pick up on the fact they want you out quite quickly, it seems, for some reason. And they definitely don't trust you. She's clearly a bit standoffish. A bit, what's the word? A bit of a bully, and kind of like forcing you to do what she wants right now. And you can also tell she has really no interest in allying with Shakif, but you can tell she's at least going to get this job done. Sees an opportunity for you guys to be gone for a moment.
So if she was a real cat right now, she'd be meowing for the dreamies over and over, demanding them.
She clearly wants you gone out of her hair, and but also to come back quickly.
Wow.
Obviously, if you get this job done, no problem. But
is the door already open?
Yeah, there's no real doors in here actually. There's these archways, but
I'll go over to the archway and just sit by it.
Okay. And I'll mention there's one last thing that you notice, Andy, because you got an exceptional 24. She seems to be eyeing up a stone that, we'll say it's resting on a nearby shelf. There's other accoutrements in here. It's very well decorated. She seems to be eyeing up something on the shelf that is it's a flat kind of stone. There is something of a pattern on the top of it. It looks like the profile of a person's face. But they seem to be like, come on, shoo.
Oh, that's straight up.
They keep looking over to it.
That's straight up sending stone, isn't it?
It is.
Oh. Well, this could blow our cover. Anyway.
The dowel.
Does Andy recognize the face that's on it?
It's just a nondescript face. It hasn't got a depiction of a certain Dao in general, but you do recognize it as a ascending stone, we'll say. They're pretty universally recognized.
Do we all get told on this, or is it just...
Andy's the only one who notices this in this moment. But I will say as you're escorted out, the dhow just sort of leans back against the wall, and you're left to exit whenever you wish. So
Okay.
you're not like kicked out.
Because it's probably worth mentioning that if they are going to speak to Shikef, then they should probably mention Eirina's name. Because if they mention anyone but Eirina, it's not going to go well.
We'll say that names were exchanged.
Yeah.
I'd say I probably said my name when I presented the feather.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that's fine.
Because maybe Shikef will, accept the idea.
What's the name of these people that we're going to see, as a bailiff?
Oh, right. Yes. They would have mentioned this as well. This is you're looking for. Rabbit. His name is Hanko. He and a bunch of my bailiffs have gone off to go to this mansion.
And your bailiffs' names?
Hanko.
No, your bailiffs' names.
That is his name. The bailiff is named Hanko.
And the guy we're collecting from?
His name is Zankiri.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's an Earth Genasi, and I haven't had payment from him in quite some time.
Why does that sound familiar?
Because he's the guy whose keys we stole at the very start.
Eirina hasn't met him.
No. Those
In
out
fact-
of character who want to know more about Zankiri, if my memory is correct, tune in to the Witch Hunters on our YouTube channel.
Yeah. He's an Earth Genasi. He's a bit of fancies himself a palace. He thinks he's a Dao at this rate. But yes, he might be away on some mercenary work, but he should have been back by now. Anyway, go collect.
The guy whose keys we stole.
No.
No, I'm thinking of someone else. I'm sure I've had the name Zankiri before, though.
I was gonna say, the
have?
guy whose keys we
Yeah.
stole, we killed him.
All right. You'll perhaps learn a bit more about him once you get into his estate. But for now, they've gestured you out. They've been eyeing up a sending stone. Only Andy's really cottoned onto that. And you're
Andy's
just...
got pretty good hearing. I'm gonna say she's the last one out of the room, and she's gonna try and hear as best she can as she leaves.
Okay. So, as you are hanging around, this Dao does say, "What are you waiting for?"
I don't know.
Right.
She's following with everyone else, but the keenness this guy is watching the sending stone, she's hoping she can catch a little bit of the conversation as she's leaving.
It doesn't seem as though they're picking up the sending stone right away, but you could try and hang back. You could try and hide. It doesn't look like it's going to happen immediately. And
Well, no, because Kirstie's gone to bed, so I'm not going to make Andy do anything.
Okay.
So
we didn't know that. I didn't realize. Okay.
No, she literally fell asleep at the desk.
Okay. In that case, then I will say that she will at least let you guys know, because you're not being what's the word? Sent out. You're sort of left to your own devices at this point. So if you wanted, you could easily just sort of get to the back near the archway, and Andy would let everyone know, hey, she was eyeing up a sending stone. And she seemed like she wanted to get rid of us in a hurry.
Well, let's hope that when she contacts Shikef corroborates our story to some extent. Because maybe he would want an alliance.
Yuckmug says that is if indeed she's actually Talking to Shakef? I don't know. Could be anyone, right?
Either that, or
Mhm.
she's gonna take the opportunity to try and take us and put us in the pit.
Oh, joy.
So which way do we need to go then?
He gave us directions, right?
She did.
Yeah.
So, without much need for you guys to backtrack, I am just going to take you straight to it. It's basically that room where you saw the last crystal corrupting, and there's like another chamber through there. A long hallway splits out into a kind of a cross section. You follow the right directions. Before long, you do find your way to a blue steel mirror. Passing straight through it, you see light up ahead, and a tiled floorway in front of you. Should be going over to this section. Yeah, here we go. Okay, cool. There's actually some semblance of what's the word? Growth, natural kind of growth. There's like leaves and foliage, but it seems like they're long dead. The shrubs have kind of all dried out. The leaves have all kind of crumpled on the ground, and it looks like whatever semblance of a garden was out here is sort of all just left to die, and it hasn't been maintained. Going up this tiled courtyard, it opens up, and you see in front of you a huge cavern. Dominating the center of it is this huge marble palace, pillars with spiraling patterns, a massive staircase leading up to this huge front door that has kind of a locking mechanism on it. There are actually even windows into this palace as well in this estate. You can see it's probably 2 tiers to it, and it's made of this magnificent marble stone. But some areas it looks like it's kind of lost its luster and it's not being maintained as much. You hear voices as well as you're approaching, and they're in Terran. How are we gonna deal with this thing? It tore off that last guy's arm. They turned well, they turned him into paste, didn't he? I'm not going in there. To hell with this. And you hear another voice, a bit more commanding and cool and collected. Well, we can't go back empty-handed, can we? You know what Grumpaz is like. You'll be thrown in the pit. So, either one of you's going to go in round the back and try to lure this creature out, or you can try your hand at the front door again. Choice is yours.
Hello.
Or you could leave it to the professionals.
What?
Damn it, Kesh'an.
Oh. Uh-oh. You're not...
Reinforcements have arrived from Pass.
All the others seem on edge except for this one. He looks like a lesser Dao, like a Hetman, and he's got this small little dust mephit perched on his shoulder as well. Everyone else looks kind of jumpy except the Hetman, who turns and goes, "Ah, greetings. You're in the wrong neighborhood if you're here to do door-to-door sales."
No, we're here to collect on behalf of Grumpass, and he said if you guys were slacking, you better get your ass through that door and collect.
The dwarf in the group says, "Ah, Els, I knew she'd come for us. Defend yourselves, boys. They ain't
No,
gonna
no,
take...
no.
You
No,
can take me
no,
back. You can...
no.
No, we're not. We're not. We're here to help collect. We're not
Oh.
here to hurt you
Oh.
lot.
She
You're
said,
Hanko. We're looking for Hanko?
I thought you meant you come to collect us.
Oh, no.
Oh,
We're
no.
here to help.
yeah,
Give
we
my
she wants you to get through that door right there and start collecting and stop dilly-dallying.
They're
Forgive my
getting
subordinate's
impatient.
outburst.
Oh.
Sorry,
Say again.
forgive my subordinate's outburst. My name is Hanko.
Hello. So we've no time to waste. So shall we open that door then?
Wait, I heard one of them mention a back way in. Andi, Kesh'an, you want to go around the back, make sure they don't sneak out. We'll take the front.
Sort of a back. One of the entrances got completely collapsed, and the other ways are the windows.
I
Yeah.
heard you talking about that thing.
Ah.
What's the thing?
Yes, this was supposed to be a simple job. Turn up, ask Zankiri for some payment. If he refused, then we were taking something valuable. Unfortunately, he doesn't seem to be in, nor has he been collecting his mail. There's a bunch of cracked stone slabs in the foyer. No, something else is now living here. Something we call a rampager.
That sounds fun.
Go on. Tell
It's-
us what it looks like.
What does it do?
It's an exceptionally large and deadly beast. You see it, and before he continues, one of the Earth Genasi says, "It's terrifying. It's got claws the size of
Claws?
no, they're like this big, and the
Ah.
teeth are dripping with acid, and its tail, it can knock a pillar of marble straight through."
How do they compare to a dragon?
Dragon, these things are like if you crossbred a dragon with a giant mole and an ankeg.
And how does it compare to a giant punching mountain?
What? You can't fit a mountain through there?
No, but we're just trying to gauge in terms of danger level compared to stuff we've dealt with in the past.
Oh, it is
How does it
exceptionally
compare
deadly.
to the mighty Kesh'an?
It already killed 2 of our bailiffs. Probably devoured them.
Well, as I said, we've been told to come here and help you, but furthermore, we've been told to get you guys through that door. So
We have gone through the
officer?
door. We
Let's
actually barred it from this side, and you can actually see several pillars of earth have been like erected in front of the door. I can remove those if you wish.
Are there any windows from the roof side? So looking down? So like a
No.
main
He gestures. That's a bit of a problem. The ceiling connects with the top of the palace, so it's almost like it's been built out of the cavern wall. So
okay.
there's no way of getting in through the top.
I don't
But are
think
there windows to look in, like even
To
if
the
it's
sides, yeah. He points and gestures. There is a window over here and a window over there if you don't want to take the front, which I would actually
sorry.
suggest, seeing as we set off these little stones. Seems like there's some sort of alarm system.
Could I try and while they're yammering about, can I climb up the side of the building to try and get peek through one of the windows?
Yes, you can, without much of a head, no challenge. You jump up and you can see into the foyer a large circular pattern on the ground. And as he's actually describing these stones, he says it was like a little stationary pair of stones. And when we came into the foyer, they clacked together, creating enough sound that the beast woke up.
Ah,
And you're
I don't-
seeing that same thing right there, Kesh'an.
Okay.
I've said it twice now, but I don't think they're catching my drift. They are going first, and we'll be right behind them.
I'm just going to test a theory quick, and I'm going to get my quartz staff and just on the window.
Tap.
Ding, ding, ding.
Wow.
It echoes out into the hallway. You can make me a perception check, Kesh'an. By what he's describing, the alarm system sounds a lot louder than what you're making. So all you hear is just a hollow, tinking sound into this massive. By the way, it's so big, your dark vision can't see to the back of this entranceway. But I think with your dark vision, you can see just the start of a set of stairs going up to perhaps the second floor. And there's a number of different doors down here. You can see this massive urn fallen over, smashed. There's cracks and fissures in the stonework as well, as if something heavy has come through here.
Gotcha.
Yeah, looks very abandoned.
How are we doing this? Sneaky or loud? Because if I'm honest, if the creature's awake anyway, then I don't think there's going to be much sneaking.
I was thinking if you and Andi get into position, the rest of us going through the front door, then you can attack it from the side whilst we keep it distracted.
I can see another window over here, and Kesh'an will hop down and...
You can. And your dark vision perceives through the room. There is what looks to be maybe like a like a front dining room, and there's another door in here that's open. Another door to the left as well. That probably, presumably, opens into the foyer. But there's cracked wood paneling on the far side. There's like smashed glass everywhere. And actually, as you're looking around a little bit closer, you can tell this is actually a kitchen. There's plates and cutlery and all of that. Most of them are intact, but it looks like one of the shelves have kind of fallen off its hinges, and just all the plates inside have fallen into a pile of cutlery and ceramic. And I guess we can... Oh yeah, go on.
Oh.
I was going to say you can see. You can see through that door a little bit, and it does seem to be another. That's the dining room. But there's like literally broken chairs all knocked over, snapped wood.
So I can see.
Quick question for Hanko. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What exactly were you supposed to be collecting?
As I said, payment.
All right.
He's...
What is the payment?
You think a simple Earth Genasi could own a palace like this? No, he's got it on mortgage and, well, a loan from Grumpaz. He owes 269 platinum.
Okay.
He does.
So, where would he keep that?
Most likely in a safe, along with other valuables. We would have taken gems as payment, but if he couldn't pay that, we would have had to take, something of equal value. Works of art, silverware, that sort of thing.
So we go in, find valuables, get out.
If you can find a sum worthy of that amount, then yes. Then we don't need to go in any further, but this payment isn't just one payment, it's sort of a recurring thing that's overdue. We was only supposed to collect 10, but it's been so long now that payment sort of racked up.
But you just claim back the building?
I would love to. Unfortunately, it seems there's a new occupant, and it's rather stubborn. Probably digesting its last meal right now. Maybe sleeping it off. That last meal is one of our allies.
I mean, to be fair, stop squatters.
That is true. But I deem this thing the squat.
So, do we have anything like a telepathic bond or any kind of way to communicate away from each other? I can't remember.
I can message you from 90 feet.
But no back and forth.
Well, you can send back when I send to you, but that's about it.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Can I send a message?
No.
Is what I'm trying to get at. Because I am more than happy to sneak through this way and try and give a warning of some kind.
We could draw its attention this way if you want to go in and sneak behind and get it.
I'm just thinking if I find it first. Or more if it finds me first.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We could make that so it doesn't happen by drawing it this way?
Mm,
I mean, there's what? How many of us?
I can have a quick look around. Give me a minute if there's no kind of oh, bye. We lost Jamie.
Oh,
So I was thinking if I go in, try and sneak in, and if I don't make sound or anything like that within a minute, then go in and start busting shit down.
I'm back. I heard none of that.
I go in, wait a minute. If nothing happens, bust the door down.
All right.
be careful.
mate.
There's a lot of property damage. Careful where you're stepping and try not to cause any more yourself.
I'm sure I should be fine. I'm used to breaking a net.
I just remembered. There is one last little complication. Seems as though Sankiri did have some defense measures himself set up.
You mean other than the giant, terrifying beast that is supposedly eating your member?
Exactly. What is that? And you hear a little kind of tittering from his shoulder from the dust method. Ah, that's right. Gesundheit here. He informs me that there is 2 gargoyles on the top of the stairs. There could be more inside, but
The
we did encounter
gargoyles, you
those.
said.
Yes, they're not terrible threats. They're only 2 armed gargoyles, not as opposing as their 4-armed brethren. But it's likely they had no chance to stop the creature. But
Okay.
by that same token, seems odd that the creature hasn't killed the gargoyles either. Probably because they're not made of flesh. And
Worst
the other,
case.
the other, like, Kanassi's like, "Where's your humanity?"
Yeah. Okay. Shall I go in then? Is everybody ready?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah. We'll time a minute, and as soon as you've done your thing, we'll.
Maybe make it 2. I feel like a minute is a bit too short. Because the thing that I just want to search for is where the beast is, what the beast is, and
Yep.
if there's any kind. If I'm honest, I don't know why, but the first thing that I'm thinking of is there a chandelier above where it's sleeping? Because that would just be
Shrek style.
game mechanics.
The dwarf kind of startles up to you as you're getting up into the window frame. Hey, careful in there. Watch your step. A single crunch might be enough to wake the beast.
Of course, I'll be careful. Thank you.
If I had had a short rest, I would give you inspiration, but we have not.
Okay.
I'll pull out my thieves' tools and start working on the window if it's even locked.
This window is not locked. It seems like this guy's already opened up this window before, and he saves you that hassle. We didn't get very far. You may encounter more locked doorways and windows as you get deeper in, but managed to get this one for you. And he gives you a
Thank
booth up in there.
I was going to say, it's like the window opens and it's just like...
Yeah. Okay. You land softly down into the kitchen interior. There is broken cutlery and glass everywhere, but except for this corner.
I am going to pull up the hood of the cloak of shadow, or the robe of shadows,
Yep.
and I am going to, start sneaking in.
All right. You can give me a stealth check.
Hell fucking yeah. Let's go. Fuck me sideways. That's 2 natural ones in a row.
Fucking rough. Oh, so you're like put up, ready to go, and as soon as you get in there, you yeah, it's as you said,
Just
your feet go crunch on these sharp little shards of glass. It makes you flinch enough that you can nudge a table, at which point you see the precariously balanced plates topple over and shatter into pieces, making quite a loud ruckus. As soon as you jump out into this hallway, you see what has been alerted. Two gargoyles, indeed, at the top of the stairs, suddenly animate. Their wings go outstretched and begin gliding in your direction. However, Kesh'an, that's all you hear for now. There's no like loud rumbling or anything like that. Everyone else does hear the shatter and glass.
Karius sort of sighs and goes, "Oh,
Elias stops him. He's just like, no. He said give him 2 minutes.
Kesh'an dives under the table, pulls
No.
the hood up, and is waiting.
He clearly knows what he's doing.
he really doesn't."
So if I'm in dim light,
Then
I turn invisible.
You are in very dim light. There's nothing in here that's of a light source. One of the gargoyles, you can hear it flying, and it doesn't land. You can just hear it kind of wings beating continuously. It's definitely one of them in the kitchen. You can see the tail end and its legs sort of dangling across. Another one has entered into the room you're in to perhaps maybe cut you off. There's only one there's only one other entrance into here, and it's the one the gargoyle just came through. It flaps its wings around, looking around. I'm going to have them make perception checks. And they know something's in here. They heard it. 18. Okay. The other one, obviously, looking around, sees the smashed plates. This gargoyle flaps its wings once, looks around the room, and then even lands onto the table that you're on. Okay, Steph. No worries. And Kesh'an, I'm going to need you to give me a stealth check with disadvantage. I know the cloak takes a minute. It's not fully active yet. This is within a couple of seconds. You see this gargoyle?
That was a sleight of hand check.
It was.
Oh, oops.
Okay, but it was a 3 on the dice.
It would have been a 13.
Okay. This creature does spot you. Its head is upside down as it's grabbed a hold of the table and leant right over, and its head comes into view of yours.
I smack it.
You can roll initiative, and
Yeah,
you can totally smack it if you're first.
Oh shit. Oh, this went so bad. Why did fucking Foundry have to fuck me?
You think that Elias and Karius are
You're
arguing
first.
both ends? I'm like, no.
You are first. You can go.
Kesh'an, Kesh'an comes across as a professional Karius. We'll give him this. You know, it probably was a tactical distraction.
Oh, sorry, I'm laughing too much. Right.
Yeah, you're up.
But where is it? There it is. Okay, so the staff just goes, oh, whack.
Whoa, there you go. That's funny.
Kesh'an was sat there waiting as soon as it just goes.
Whack. Nice. Anything else with that, or stunning strike or anything?
God no, it's made of stone. Its constitution's gonna be like a bajillion.
Well, they're not like he did mention they're not like the 4-armed brethren. They're sort of
Okay. No, I'm gonna
Okay.
save it.
All right.
But I will go for a second attack.
Yeah.
Oh whack.
That one, it seems like it pulls its head away. It just swooshes from underneath the table, but you get a good crack on it
I'm currently
under the table.
under the table.
Yeah.
So if I move this way, will it get an attack of opportunity?
No, because you actually break the line of sight as you go that way.
Oh. So I'm going to. Oh, I really want to hop on the table and just boot it, then run.
Yeah.
But then I will get an attack of opportunity because I'm right next to it.
Right.
So I'm just gonna dip.
Okay.
Bye. And I still have about 30, about 70 more feet.
Oh my god, he's got it to the other side. Okay.
Uh, is this another table?
It sort of is. In the middle, it's hollowed out in the middle, so it's more like a work desk, right?
Oh, okay. I'll just dive into the middle and crouch down.
Okay, sure. All right. This gargoyle gets pierced, tries to fly after you, gets to there, opens the door, looking around. It's got 60 foot of flight. Let's go. So immediately flies out into this courtyard. It's gonna have to dash. It checks in with the other one. Doesn't see you. It doesn't see like anyone on the top of the stairs. So it can only assume that you've gone through this way. So it will dash the rest of its movement over here and bursts through the door. But that's its full movement and all of its actions. And if it had another one, it would perhaps fly over the top of you and spot you. Well, right now you're not in of its line of sight. So the other gargoyle is gonna fly over as well. He too gets to here and then has to dash. Flies in, looking around with its friend here. um, mm,
This is so dumb.
it is. I think these gargoyles are gonna end their turn there. They haven't got any other actions left. They both had to dash.
I love
But
this.
they're sort of scanning the room, very clearly scanning the room. What do you do?
It hit me right in the face. It's furry and it had a stick.
Fuck. I've got to have something, surely.
Kinda gone far.
I'm going. Is there a gap underneath this
Yeah.
desk?
Yeah, there.
Okay. I'm gonna pull out a coin
Okay.
and I'm gonna roll it in this direction. Like just under them
Okay.
between the legs.
As sort of a misdirection, yeah. They're in the air, so you could even like flick it some distance and then it would land and then start rolling.
I was just thinking if it went under them, then they'd be like.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And
So
also, it's making like constant noise rather than a.
We turned into a coin.
All right. If you want this to be just an item interaction, I will just happily let that fly. If you want a greater effect, and say you want to use your whole action to sort of misdirect them that way, then you could give me a sleight of hand. But if you just want to use your item interaction just to sort of have them glance in that direction, then that's one lesser effect. It's up to you. How much do you want to commit to it?
Do it.
This window. This window's open, isn't it?
There is an open window. Yeah, both frames have kind of fallen onto the floor. Broken glass shattered over the ground.
Okay. Do you know what? I'm gonna go for the misdirection. Fuck it.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand, and we'll see what you get.
Gotcha. As we know, I'm perfect at sleight of hand.
You got some dex to it.
16.
16. Okay. So, their passive perception here is okay. They both turn around, and as it starts rolling across the floor, they both immediately swoop off in that direction and back into the main foyer. They use their movement to get there, and I'm guessing you're also using some of your turn around here to go out there. At this point, they're confused, but they're going to use maybe their heads to put their heads together here.
And bonus action hide.
Okay. Give me a stealth check, because they're both looking around and trying to listen. But the sound of that coin is making too much of a ruckus. And you've
60.
actually maneuvered your way into another room, which ups that check so enough that you've lost them by the looks. They definitely double back.
Must have come from here. Something rolled it from this room.
And they look around. They search high and low. Out of the window, they fly.
This is so stressful.
But the gargoyles lose track of you. You've actually lost them. And
I have a really good idea.
Well, it's a dead end in here anyway. He's got to come past the stairs if he wants to get anywhere.
I'm going to end
for the
combat.
love of God. All right, that's okay. So I'm gonna sneak back out here, and okay, from here. Fuck! I should have done this to begin with. I'm gonna pick up a book.
Okay.
Because I'm
Yeah,
assuming
this looks to be some sort of library. Yeah, there's books and paper everywhere.
And in fact, no, I'm going to do it from in the room.
It's a shame that
And
Kirstie's
I'm just going to full on launch a book over into these pots.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
and
a
I'm going
shame.
to wait.
It's a shame Kirstie's not here because one of the things she can do with her lute is, or what a violin, is make someone invisible.
Oh, okay. I thought you were thinking like Death Note Whisper or something.
No, just make someone invisible, which would actually be useful for you right now.
That'll just
No,
do it
there's-
themselves because they probably outstole you.
And I'm like pressing myself up so that I can imagine the doors open. I'm behind said door.
Okay. The beating of wings gets closer.
Not so quiet after all, are you, kitty cat? Now where did he go?
So the sound went to the far end.
Yeah, sure. They don't necessarily fly that direction immediately, as
That's fine.
from where they were, it would have just been this kind of muffled doof. But they have definitely entered into the room.
As soon as they come in, I'm gonna dart out, close the door, and attempt to picklock it shut.
Okay.
And also, Eirina has a reverse lockpick.
Yeah.
It does.
But you know that would have been useful right now.
Yeah.
Okay. The doors in this place aren't actually crazy secure. They're not like the big stone ones you've seen in big Dow palaces. This belongs to an Earth genasi, so the doors are actually kind of just of more like material world. So there's just a wooden door. There is indeed a lock to it, because this appears to be the study. So give me a thieves.
Either that, or I'll just straight up like unscrew the handle.
Okay. A thieves' tools check will be sufficient for this.
How do I roll thieves' tools?
You should be able to have an item on your sheet.
Yeah, I've got it.
And then you click that and select the stat that you want to use. Probably Dex in this
thieves'
case.
tools.
So you're being-
28.
Nice. You do everything. You pick the lock and you're like, you know what? Just for good measure, you also take the whole handle out. Anyway, there's two thumps against the wall as you hear the scrambling of gargoyles trying to burrow through the door.
Like what the? Get it open! You get it open! Use your head! No, it still hurts from that damn stick!
Somebody use my head.
Ah!
You hear them clawing up against it. Well,
Does it look like it will?
will it hold? That's the question. You can definitely hear them clawing at it. They can't really bite into it, so I'll just have them claw. The door is getting heavily beaten, and you can hear it rattling in the frame. You're gonna guess it's unlikely it will keep them in there forever. They are stone, the door is wood, but you've definitely slowed them down for enough turns. that if you wanted to get out or do something else, you've got plenty of turns to decide.
I run through here, and I'll do
Okay.
the exact same with this.
Okay. All right, you can give me a thieves' tools on that one as well.
This is so stupid.
26.
Okay. That one's locked.
Cool. And then I'll walk to the front door, and I'll just give like a.
As you go over the foyer,
Yes. The
you
alarms.
suddenly hear all of those little plaques with the 2 stones on them lift up and crack, 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 crack. There's like basically 6 alarms that go off.
This is probably around about the time where Elias was telling Karius that it's all right, Kesh'an's a professional.
And then Karius just sort of opens the doors and goes, "Hi, Kesh'an."
There is an ear-deafening alarm going off right now, way louder than the smashed plates. This thing is like a house alarm, and it's going off everywhere you can hear.
Right,
And
everybody in. Come on, guys.
it's at this point, not only is the alarm going off, but everyone feels this incredibly deep tremor. Shakes the ground. Dust sifts from the top. Even the pillars sort of shudder and shake. And I think on that note, we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh
as
boy.
Something has just woke up in here.
Yay.
But yeah, we'll find out what that something is and what a rampager is next session. Thanks very much for watching. Tune in on Sunday for the Wild Beyond the Witchlight Carnival cards. And on Monday, next month, not this Monday, on the 22nd for What Lies Beneath.
But until then, bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.